Greetings, friends, and welcome to my favorite part of the week, and that is when we start our week with wisdom and encouragement from the Psalms and from the Proverbs. Today we are ready for Psalm 26 and 27, along with Proverbs 27. Now, Psalm 27 is really speaking in regards to faith, but faith as it pertains to believing and waiting on the Lord, believing that He's going to show up, believing that even though it doesn't look like it right now, there will be deliverance. Even though it doesn't look like it right now, He will arrive on time. I think about the world that we're living in today. I think about my nation, the nation where I live. I think about how evil just continues to grow and continues to get away with it. And there seems to be no hindrance, nothing stopping it. And if I were just to examine that by itself, I'd say we are soon to be devoured. But if it weren't for that, I believe we will see the work and the hand of God. This is similar to what David says. In verse 13 of Psalm 27, he says, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord and the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. There won't be much commentary from me this morning. I want you just to open up your hearts. Let the Word of God get deep down. Let it encourage you and strengthen you in these times of trouble. Psalm 26 and 27. Psalm 26 is only 12 verses, and then we'll move into Psalm 27. King James Bible. Let's begin. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore shall I not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me, try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands of innocency. So will I compass thy altar, O Lord, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all the wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house and the place where thy honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hand is mischief and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregation will I bless the Lord. Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, come upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and fall. Though a host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up on a rock. And now shall my head be lifted up above my enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidst, Seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, Thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in the path, the plain path, because of my enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of my enemies, for false witnesses are rising up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. That, my friends, is Psalm 27. He's saying, even though everything's rising up against me, even though I'm surrounded by enemies, it looks bad, my heart will not fear. And why should it? Why should I be afraid? Of whom should I be afraid if the Lord is the light of my salvation? And David says, even historically, if I am to examine my life, when the wicked have encamped around me, they fall. Verse 2 says, when the wicked, even my enemies, and my foes came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though the host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise up against me, in this will I be confident. And he ends his psalm with encouragement to the listener. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Don't worry about how it looks right now. Believe, have faith. Charles Spurgeon says this, I had fainted unless I had believed. You have the choice between these two things. You must either faint or have faith. Faith is the blessed-smelling bottle that will often prevent a fainting fit. Get but a sniff of the promises. Do but know how strong they are, and your poor flagging spirit will revive. I had fainted unless I had believed to see. What? Believe to see. That is David's way of putting it. Many want to see to believe. That is our carnal way. But the faith way, the gracious way, is I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of Yehovah in the land of the living. I thought that was brilliantly put. There are those who will believe when they see it, and there are those of us who believe we will see it. Which one are you? Well, let's get some wisdom to end our morning. I'm so blessed and so thankful to be back with you guys and to be recording and to be up early, letting the Word of God pour truth into me and into all of you. It gives us the strength and the courage to face the times that we are living in, because we do. We know that things are bad. We see the world on fire. But we believe that we will see the goodness of the Lord. Proverbs 27. King James Bible, let's have a look. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Please note, right after verse 1, that sounds familiar, right? Isn't that what Jesus said? Don't boast about tomorrow. Don't say tomorrow I'm going to be doing this and thus. Say if the Lord wills. We have no idea what tomorrow brings. Verse 2. Let another man praise thee, and not thy own mouth. A stranger, and not thy own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The fool's soul loatheth an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Please note, I don't know if you've caught on to the theme, but there's been, I think, 3 verses here now that deal with, hey, it's better that a friend keeps it real with you, right? Tells you the truth. Than some kind of secret love or, an enemy's false niceness, right? Verse 10, thy own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother that is far off. My son, be wise, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproaches me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Please note, right now we have a distinct difference between these two people in our world today. We have the prudent people, the prudent man. We've been talking about this for a decade. We've been watching this unfold for a while. We know the trouble is coming. We've tried to warn, we've tried to prepare, And then you have the simple-minded. They're the ones that are in the hive. Right? They're the hive mind. They go where the whole swarm goes. And the swarm is controlled by the media and the governments and all the nonsense and the propaganda. They can't foresee the trouble. They just believe whatever's being said to them. The prudent are few. The simple are many. Verse 13, take this garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping, a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron sharpeth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. Please note, that verse should be jumping out to you based on our psalm. There will be reward and blessing for those who have truly trusted and believed and waited on the Lord. Let's read that again. Whoso keepeth the fig tree. So that guy who's tending to the fruit tree, knowing that eventually the season will come where fruit will fall off of it. He will be fed by that thing. Listen closely. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of a man to a man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of a man are never satisfied. Please note, sorry I keep interrupting. This really speaks to how lust works, or any type of covetousness. But we'll just use lust as the most obvious example. Once you allow it, right? Once you agree to partake, there'll never be enough to satisfy you. It'll go from, I'm just going to look at a couple of things on social media. I'm just going to allow myself to stream shows that show sexual content. Next thing you know, it's pornography. Next thing you know, it's every filthy thing. It's never satisfied. It's like you're feeding the beast, and the beast continues to grow and get bigger and bigger and have an even larger and larger appetite. And it never ends. There's no satisfying it. This is true with any form of covetousness or envy, lust. You'll never quench it. You have to starve it. So when you starve the beast, I'm not going to feed you anymore. He starts to shrink and he starts to dwindle down and he starts to lose power. You see? Almost done here. As the pining pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so was the man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bewray a fool and a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation? The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are for the price of the field. And thou shalt have goats, milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. And that, my friends, is the end of our study in the Psalms and the Proverbs to begin our week. I pray you've been strengthened and blessed and encouraged. I hope that you've been encouraged to continue to believe, continue to wait on the Lord, but continuing to believe that you will see His deliverance. We will see His goodness. Even though it looks dark, and it may get darker yet, don't lose hope. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your prayers while I was away for a week. I'm very grateful for all of that. Peace and grace be with all of you. And until next time, God bless.